What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to talk about Apocalypse, and this is going to be a negative video because once again we need to manage our expectations, and I'm going to be honest, I'm on the wrong side here. I'm on the wrong side. I have zero expectations about Apocalypse, and that's why I'm making this video, because I have so low expectations about him, and I see so many people hyped, thinking that Apocalypse is going to save the game, and I think I have bad news for you. It's not going to be the case, and I'm making another video on this topic. I've mentioned this in the past, but I'm making another video on this topic because Apocalypse is coming. In less than 10 days he's going to be here, and the developers have ignored my videos, or they didn't listen to my message on Discord or anything like that, but the math doesn't lie. The math against Apocalypse is so bad that when people unlock Apocalypse and will experience him for the first time, they're going to be like, I waited for 1 year, I did all these events and so on, and that's it, that's all I have. That's disappointing, and that's going to be more disappointing than the Kang event. That's going to be more disappointing than the Moonstone event, but yeah, that's what we have. So in this video we are going to break down exactly why you're going to be disappointed about Apocalypse, why Apocalypse kit is a very outdated kit, why the Apocalypse kit doesn't make any sense in the real world, and why the developers need to start listening to good players, content creators that are on the top of the meta, because if you keep releasing characters like this is going to be pointless. This is going to make people disappointed. This is going to make people to spend less time on your game, investing less and so on. So as a business option, it's not a good idea. So as always, if you like the information on this video, make sure you share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button. Okay, so that's the Apocalypse we have. This Apocalypse version is the Apocalypse version of the Swords of X storyline, which, let's be honest, the Swords of X was a decent storyline, but the ending was so bad, and Apocalypse as a character was kind of a emo. So the guy that used to be like really tough. If you compare like the Apocalypse from the 80s and 90s to the Apocalypse from the Swords of X, it's like the Mr. Artgrave version of Apocalypse. He's emo, he's weak, and he's pretty much pathetic, and this is exactly what we have in terms of his kit. Is just so bad. But when you take a look at Apocalypse, he's a villain, he's a global, he's mutant, and he's support. He does some support, I guess. The kit is just not so good. So for unlocking Apocalypse, you need all the Horseman characters, you need all this junk at Gear T16, Isolate Blue level 4, and Gear T16 minimum and Isolate Blue level 4. For the baby Apocalypse, this is going to give you a 5 yellow stars, 2 red stars Apocalypse. And of course, these type of characters will not have red stars for a long time, so you need all these teams maxed out with Isolate Blue level 4, and at some point Isolate Blue level 5, and that's such a demand of requirements. In the past, for Dormammu, it was Gear T16 on 20 characters or so, and that's it. Now we have Gear T17, Isolate Blue level 4, and Isolate Blue level 5 on 23 characters. So the rewards are doubling up, tripling up in terms of the requirements, and we have a character that, is he going to justify that kind of investment? I'm not sure about it. The fact that we are investing on Scarlet Witch, on Phantom X, on other Brawn, other garbage characters that are extremely expensive, like She-Hulk, extremely expensive characters that we could get up 2 characters for that price, but we can't because we are stuck on the system. Then we have the sagas. Like the sagas, they have nice rewards, but it's not like game-breaking rewards. You do not get back the investment that you put in the character. So what you put on She-Hulk, what you put on Scarlet Witch, what you put on Phantom X, you are not getting back from the sagas. And on top of that, you have to remember that you also have to 3-stars all these. A lot of people are completing the sagas without 3-starring. If you don't 3-stars, you are also not going to be able to unlock Apocalypse. So keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about the meat of the situation, because this is where the disappointment really shows up. So, once again, villain, global mutant, and support, that's it. Another global character, yes. And this is why the storyline of Apocalypse is important. Should Apocalypse be just a global character? Shouldn't Apocalypse be a cosmic character? Because depending on the story you are talking about, or you have Apocalypse that is time traveler, or you have Apocalypse that had the ship that was in space and so on. And here we go with another global character. Yay, I guess. We have so many global characters going on. And he's a mutant and he's support. But when you take a look at the kit, where is the support? Where is the real support? We have characters like Strife that give focus and resistance to villain mutants. We have Mr. Sinister that gives tons and tons of healings and buffs and clears heal block and so on to mutants. Apocalypse is not doing that many things. He does some things, but he does not do that many things. Now, you can say that, of course, what Apocalypse does has more value, and depending on the situation, that's true, but the other characters do not require 1 year to unlock. The other characters do not require Gear T17 and Isolate Blue level 5 to unlock. And that's the point. If the character requires that much investment, it's like double of the investment for Dormammu, then we have to expect double of the value that you get from other characters. And this is not what's happening with Apocalypse. Taking a look at his kit, he does the big damage. He does the big damage for 100% plus drain, gains offense up, speed up, and so on. The attack is unavoidable, cannot be blocked. Like, this all sounds great, but is he going to have any turns? Depending on the game mode, Apocalypse might give you 0 value. And this is very, very concerning. So, but the kit on paper sounds great. The kit on paper sounds great. But we have to remember that this character was designed to be arena meta. And we know already, I already did the calculations like weeks ago, it's not going to be arena meta. Because we have Kang, in the past we had Cable. Cable would destroy Apocalypse already, but now we have Kang. When you analyze the stats of Apocalypse, we will see that it's not enough. Apocalypse is just not enough, and when people will see this, when they will experience this live, I think people are going to be so disappointed, and it's just like 1 year event for this, for disappointment. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. So on the basic, he gives speed up to himself, gives offense up to himself. That's great. He does this healing 5%. Okay. Then he has the drain. Okay. This is not piercing damage. So you have a huge drill and you have a huge sword on your hand, and you don't do piercing damage. Okay, bro. Like, whatever. Anyway, so the attack is unavoidable, the attack cannot be blocked, so yeah, you get some value out of that. Then we have the drain, the ability block, more piercing damage and drain and so on. And then we have the support that he gives. So he's going to clear negative effects, he's going to give defense up to a maximum of 2. This is pretty much what Kang does, and Kang did not take 1 year to unlock, let's be honest. And then we have the safeguard and immunity. So this is all great, this is the ability that you have to use turn 1, but is Apocalypse going to have any turns? Is this a character that we can only use on offense because he's limited on his speed? This is something very, very concerning, especially with Masters of Evil right now. Titania is just so fast. She can ability block Apocalypse turn 1, it's game over. Is this the thing that Titania is going to slap Apocalypse like a little bitch? Is this what will took 1 year to unlock? I honestly cannot understand. So yeah, you can see here the support that he gives. defense up, safeguard and immunity. Like, this is nice, but it's only for one turn. It has a long cooldown. Are you going to win after this one turn? I'm not sure about that. I'm honestly not sure about that. And it's also limited to horseman characters and non-horseman characters. So, or you have a team where you are always playing 2 horseman characters here, which you shouldn't. Like, which horseman characters are you going to compromise your Darkhold that you need against Wakanda? Are you going to compromise your Gamma that you need against Unlimited? Are you going to compromise your Dead Seed that you can use against multiple teams? I guess the Dead Seed is the only that would make more sense. And are you going to compromise which is left? So Unlimited. Oh, you also have Unlimited. So you're going to use Archangel and Rogue here. And then what you're going to do with Gambit and Dazzler and Phantom X. Phantom X and Dazzler, they are pretty much trash on any other team other than their own. So you are going to put all these characters in the garbage bin just to make sure that Apocalypse has some synergy with other characters. Because if you are not using Horseman characters, then these effects are going to be random. And you don't want that. You don't want that. Or you have to make sure that you can use like Icarus or Kang or something like this to always guarantee that you get these buffs. What about the other characters? It's a problem. This is a big problem. Then we have the ultimate. The ultimate is great. It's like Omega Red, but where is the support? Does damage, does drain, flip defense up, flip 2 positive effects. Like, this is all great, but I don't like. He's such a individualistic character. Is outdated in my opinion. We have seen all of these abilities with other characters. We have seen this ability with Omega Red. We have seen these abilities with Kang, the defense up. So I'm not sure about it. Ability block for 1 turn. Like, what is this? This sounds like MSF from 2020. And when you take a look at his passive, then you see that Apocalypse is 2020 meta. He's extremely outdated. So this character cannot be revived. That's already a problem. If this character and each Osman can only reduce the speed by slow, this is a counter to Emma Frost. Is Emma Frost still relevant in 2022, 2023? Maybe, but let's be honest, she doesn't have the stats and you can easily destroy her with other means. And you can use her with Apocalypse too, so it negates the value anyway. And because she does not have a high amount of damage, so right here on the special, because she doesn't have a high amount of damage, it doesn't matter. You can use Emma Frost with Apocalypse, and Emma Frost is not going to influence the 2 other powerful characters like Icarus or someone with a lot of damage. So once again, none of this makes any sense. Then we have this ability at the start of the match. So this is before spawn. You have start of the match, then you have spawn, and then you have turn. So at the start of the match, enemies that cannot get safeguard and spawn on immunity. Which teams have safeguard and immunity on spawn? Infinity Watch and Darkhold. That's it. You also have Gamma on Alliance Wars, but let's be honest, Apocalypse is not going to destroy Gamma on Alliance Wars. But these are the 2 teams that you're going to counter. Infinity Watch and Darkhold. Darkhold is not in a meta for probably 1 month after they were released, so for the last 7 months. And Infinity Watch, like, we already had Dormammu to counter Infinity Watch. Now we have Apocalypse to counter Infinity Watch as well. I mean, I love Infinity Watch. For me, it was one of the best teams in the game. But do we need so many characters to stop Infinity Watch? It's just ridiculous. And it's quite sad because Infinity Watch is actually a team that requires skill to beat. And this stops that. It's like the Heroes for Hire. The Heroes for Hire before, you needed to be smart in order to beat them. Now you don't have to be smart. We have the Dark Hunters and so on. And Apocalypse is like a cheat code against Infinity Watch. And that's it. It's just so I don't know. It's just so dumb. On stun, clear stun, and heal block and gain 20% max health. Okay, like so many characters we have seen like this. Apocalypse does not have immunity on spawn, so you can stun him before he has a turn. What's the point of this? You can stun him with trauma and it's game over. You have Spider Weaver. Like, this is why I say that Apocalypse is he is released 1 year too late. He should have been released last year when we didn't have Spider Weaver, because Spider Weaver cancels Apocalypse. What's the fucking point? What's the fucking point of it? Then we have 50% more max health, we have counter chance plus villains, and again focus per horseman, mutant, and tech ally. This is all great, but is this the support that he gives plus the other defense up with immunity? It's not good enough. He should have like more health for mutants. He should have like some additional effects. Like this is just so lame. It's just so lame. Now let's take a look at. Let's take a look first at Dormammu. Dormammu, like I said, he was already made to counter Infinity Watch. We have right here on Dormammu's passive that lowers the chance of assisting from Cosmic Brawlers, which is Nebula and Gamora, by 100%. So Dormammu was already an attempt to stop Infinity Watch. Okay, so, and Dormammu has Stun with Trauma that flips positive effects, and he also applies slow for 2 turns and heal block for 2 turns. The kit is just so much better than Apocalypse is. Like, sure, Apocalypse applies trauma to more people, but you need to apply trauma with the correct negative effects, because if you are applying trauma with just the positive effects that they have, it doesn't even matter. Like, oh, you have trauma with slow, oh, I have trauma with heal block. I mean, it's important, sure, but compared with a trauma with stun or trauma with ability block, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, and this is why it's so disappointing. Now, let's go back to Apocalypse, and let's take a look at his stats. So this is what most people are going to get. 5 stars Apocalypse with 2 red stars. And then I put Isolate, let's put Isolate Blue level 5, just to make sure that this guy is as maxed out as possible. Isolate Blue level 5 on your 5 yellow stars, 2 red stars Apocalypse. And he's going to have 1.2 million health, 55,000 damage, 31,000 armor. Then we have the focus. Look at the focus of Apocalypse. You have to make him a skirmisher, otherwise he has no focus. That additional focus that he gets from the passive, 10%, this is not enough. This is not enough. What is this? 10%? This is a joke. For someone that applies trauma and ability blocks and so on, it's dumb. Once again, it seems like Apocalypse was made to be released last year, not this year. It just took so long for him to be released that is already outdated. Then we have the speed. Now, the speed of Apocalypse is decent, but Apocalypse has the same problem that Red Hulk has. If you ignore Apocalypse, if you don't attack him, he's not going to get speed up. And if he doesn't get speed up, the speed is nice, but it's not good enough. We have Kang at 130 speed. We have Eternals at 125 plus speed. We have Spider Weaver and 2099 at 127 speed plus speed up. So Apocalypse, even at this decent speed, it's not going to be good enough. It's just embarrassing. The resistance is also not great, but yeah, let's assume that we're going to be able to apply that immunity, defense up, and safeguard and so on for 1 turn only, and that's it. That's all he has to offer. Comparing to the stats of Dormammu, Dormammu has been around for a long time. Once again, it has that big ultimate that buffs, he actually buffs everyone. Defense up, offense up, speed up for everyone on your team. Way better support than Apocalypse. Once again, what is the support that Apocalypse is giving? The immunity, safeguard, and defense up. When he has a turn, it's too late. It's already too late. It's already too late. In terms of Dormammu, when you take a look at Dormammu's stats, let's imagine most people that have Dormammu now, I would assume 5 red stars. Let's also do the Isolate Blue. I'm going to make him Skirmisher because I think he's better as a Skirmisher to make sure that he flips all the positive effects and so on. So this is the Dormammu I have. This is the Dormammu I have. 1.7 million health. 66,000 damage, 44,000 armor or 46. Then we have 33,000 focus. This is extremely important because these characters are going to apply negative effects, ability block, trauma, and so on. It's going to be important to have the focus, and Apocalypse does not have the focus. So it required you double of the resources because not only you had to invest gear, you also had to invest Isolate. It took you over a year to get ready to unlock the baby Apocalypse, and you are getting a character that is half of what Dormammu does. Half. And Dormammu, when he was released, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it was already so long ago that it doesn't even matter. It's just disappointing. It's just disappointing. And the worst part is that now with the release of Kang, things just got worse for Apocalypse. With the release of Kang, things just got worse for Apocalypse, because we already knew from my calculations, I made the calculations and I analyzed the speed of every single character in Arena and so on. We already knew that with Cable, Eternals plus Tangled Web would be able to destroy Apocalypse and any Horseman character you'd put on that team. Any. Red Hulk, it didn't matter. Even if you used Emma Frost, it didn't matter. The problem is that now with Kang, you are not only getting the speed, you are not only getting the additional turn meter, you also have his massive ultimate with piercing damage. Kang has piercing damage, Apocalypse doesn't. What? Doesn't make any sense. So Kang has a blaster that gives more buffs than Apocalypse. Kang is able to one-shot Apocalypse with his ultimate right now, and yes, I know that my Kang is quite big, but if you are unlocking Apocalypse, you should have your Kang somewhere similar to this. With the Kang ultimate, you can do between 800,000 to 950,000 crits, up to 1 million crits, and Apocalypse, the baby Apocalypse, is going to get disintegrated instantly. So even if Apocalypse has a turn, it's not gonna matter, because Kang is going to destroy him. So we were waiting 1 year to unlock this character. Eyes Await Blue level 4, Gear Tier 16, Gear Tier 17, Eyes Await Blue level 5, tons and tons of gold and training materials, and all these bullshit events that we had throughout the year, and all we get is a character that is outdated, very outdated, a support character that barely supports anyone, a character that is mostly overrated at this point in time, and a character that was made to counter teams from like 2 years ago or from 7 or 8 months ago that nobody uses in Arena. Because once again, this character was designed to be used in Arena together with other Horseman characters, and I don't know what Scopely is doing, but it seems like they don't play their game, or if they play their game, they play it at the noob level, at the scrub level, where you have no idea what the fuck you are doing, because yeah, like this is so outdated, it's actually embarrassing. And this is why I'm making this video, once again, to manage your expectations. Get ready to be disappointed by the performance of Apocalypse, because that's all we have. It's just an outdated character that was made to counter something that is already outdated, and it does, in my opinion, doesn't make any sense. But you guys let me know in the comments below what you think about Apocalypse. Are you still excited about him? And what you think about new and upcoming 1 year longer legendary characters, because we have the rumors, and of course this is not a rumor, it's the new system. We have the rumors that we'll have another 1 year legendary character released. Is this something that you're excited for? I would be excited if the character would not be outdated, if the character would not be disappointing, but that's what we have. And Apocalypse, I really hope that until the next 10 days that they update something about his kit, because with his kit right now, he's just not going to have any chance, and he's going to create more negativity, and I definitely don't want that. So, as always, if you like the information on this video, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. Let me know, once again, let me know in the comments below what you think about all of this. Are you still excited for him? Are you excited for another 1 year long event? And who are you going to pair up with Apocalypse? Are you going to use the Horseman, or do you have already something else in mind? Let me know all of that in the comments below. And if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I'll catch you guys later.